like, how was that experience?
So I have to say, like, China was the first place where I was made aware of the fact that I'm a woman. Because, in Finland, it didn't really matter in most of the situations. But in China, I was treated differently because I'm a woman. Mostly it was positive, men taking care of me and stuff. And in Africa, I've been made aware of the fact that I'm white.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't know.
For sure.
Even with this complexion, I didn't know.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I grew up surrounded by immigrants. So for me, it was always a natural thing. Everyone always likes to repeat like, "Oh, Finland is so white," but my neighborhood wasn't. I don't come from like a wealthy neighborhood. Like I went.
Also, migrants were always just part of
I went to school with refugees. So for me, like it was always normal. Like I don't know, color was never really brought up. But yeah,
until you land somewhere where Yeah.
So yeah, here I've made aware of it a lot. In China, I have to say, when I compare my China experience with my black friends who lived in China, it's very similar.
Oh.
It's very similar. The difference comes, like, I never worked in China, but some of my African friends did. So they did get discriminated in the job market because, often foreigners in China, at least back then, used to get a job teaching English. And, the international schools, they want to show a white face to the parents. Yeah. So that's where the difference came. But, all the attention, everything, like we had very similar experiences. But I have to say, for me, being a foreigner in China, it was always a positive thing. I always got positively discriminated against, like getting, I don't know.
Explain.
Like, okay, I didn't do a lot of clubbing, but for example, it would have been very easy for me to get into the club, get free drinks, things like that.
I get you.
I don't know if it's because I actually spoke very good Chinese, but no one ever tried to scam me.
Good Chinese?
Maybe not anymore, but back then, I mean, I haven't used it.
But I'm
years.
sure if you hear people speaking it, like, those kind of situations.
I can do small talk for sure still. Okay. But, so, no one ever tried to scam me or anything. No one ever tried to get more money out of anything. Like, it was a bit annoying, when you've lived somewhere, you speak the language and still everyone's pointing out like, oh my gosh, you know how to eat with chopsticks. Like, I would die of hunger if I didn't know how to. But, it was really easy, the experience there. Here, on the other hand, it hasn't always been easy. I mean, I found my community. I found friends, with whom we are completely, on the same level. Yeah. Color is no discussion point at all. It's irrelevant. But that's not the experience on the streets.
Or as you're walking, just casually, it's a whole different experience.
And I don't mind like some old lady with a smile calling me Muzungu, like, who's gonna take offense of that?
Yeah.
But I do mind if a group of men follows me for a distance, shouting Muzungu, Muzungu, calling me
grown men.
Yeah, calling me a white bitch.
Wait, why?
Grabbing me on the streets, telling my boyfriend, like, hey, give me that white woman, like,
Oh, yeah. Wait, which parts are these, though?
Town.
In town?
Even in Lavington, in fact, happened once.
Wait, what? I don't understand. Which parts are people do? Like, just in the middle of, like, where you're walking and somebody would...
Yes.
That I would expect from, like, maybe coast, because coast guys, like, that's like something that they just do. They just,
Yeah.
There's zero chills. They just don't have, I don't want to say manners, but that's just how they rule. Because, you have people who are already used to doing that at the beach. So that's just kind of like their lifestyle.
Well, that was my first, landing point. Okay,
exactly. Right? So you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, but, they wouldn't grab me. Like in Nairobi, it's like... it's been difficult, I have to say.
Like grabbing you by the hand or like...
Yeah, like grabbing me, trying to take me away from my boyfriend. Like, okay, sometimes it's funny.
When he's there, because now that makes... Because even to me it looks hilarious. Why?
And then I need to, stop him from going to fight with
Oh yes, because now how many people does he have to fight in a week?
Exactly. No, it's ridiculous. But sometimes they are funny. Sometimes once someone shouted us like, "Oh, zebra crossing passing," because he's very dark.
Wow.
So
So the black and white contrast.
But I mean, the most difficult part is that aggressive men on the streets. And then there was. Women, this is universal, this is not African women, this is all women everywhere in the world. They are more, sneaky in the way they do it, like microaggressions. And once I was hospitalized, I was in the hospital for a week, I lost 5 kgs in the week, and then I came out with the, is it called IV?
IV, yeah.
I still had that in my hand when I came out. And in the compound where I was living, there was this woman who knew me very well. She knew that I had been in a hospital. She could see, my hand wrapped and everything. She could see that I had lost weight, become even more pale than I normally am. And, she just comes to me like, "Oh, Pole, how are you? I have these paintings here for sale, and I'm just trying to be polite, like, "Oh,
paintings
how much?"
for sale.
Yeah,
Is she trying to sell you something?
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, this painting is 10K," and I'm like, "I'm paying 30K for rent. Do you think I can afford paying, especially after the hospital?
Yeah.
Do you think I can buy a 10K painting?"
Like you're literally recovering and everything, yeah.
And compare 10K painting, 30K rent.
Yeah. Why?
Where is the money? Not.
Oh wait, your neighbors, right?
Yeah, they know.
So she
me.
kind of knows already how much you're paying even without you telling her.
Yeah, she knows the condition of the apartment and everything. So that's just dehumanizing. Like, come on.
No, true. But that, I think it's just something that I'm sure you should either get used to it if you'll be around Kenya, so that now it shouldn't offend you anymore. Because I don't think it's gonna stop. No, everybody will try sell you something.
Yes.
Even when they just say hi and you just say hi back, now this is time to sell. So now
I normally don't say. I've become so rude. It's not natural for me to be rude.
But that's the thing, because once you smile back, somebody was gonna sell you something. So you just have to keep it moving.
And it's not always about money. It's also I don't want to diss Kenyan men because
you're not dissing them. You're just telling it how it is.
To some extent, it's